What's up, everybody? It's your boy Splash. I'm glad we got to do a couple of announcements. One good, one bad, but I'm glad we got back to making videos. I did that temporary lockdown on my channel until I got more people to support me, just by showing love by joining the Splash Dollar Club. Those people will be listed in the end of the video. So every time you join, every time you're a part of the Splash movement, you're going to be listed and credited every video. So thank you to those that showed support and helped me reach my quota. It's not so much about the money, just as people reciprocating the energy, showing me love, showing me support. I enjoy that and I appreciate it. And also kind of leads into the unfortunate side. I don't know if you guys know, but you probably do, especially if you live in the US. But there's a tragedy in my area recently. There's a mass shooting at one of our city buildings. 12 died, multiple people injured. I happen to know one of the victims. So today we are wearing blue in support of all those that died to the tragedy. If you have a chance today, wear something blue to show support no matter where you are. It's appreciated. And if you could pray for the victims of the tragedy, I'd appreciate that too, just because you never want to see the loss of life, especially to something so heinous, and pray for the families. But anyways, today's video is on Spawn. This will be part one of How Strong is Spawn, because there's multiple renditions of Spawn. We will be going over the classic Spawn, that is Spawn from the original comics. I believe it ends at issue 35. So it's that version of Spawn that will be featured in this video. So quick background. Al Simmons was brought back to life as a Hellspawn. He was a merc in his regular life, and after being killed, demons and hell decided to bring him back and serve the demonic cause as a Hellspawn. Imbued with necroplasma, Spawn has several supernatural abilities. Gains so much more later on in the series, but right now we're just covering one specific iteration, the original classic. He also was given the K7 Letha suit. This suit helps him regulate his energy, his necroplasma, because he has a limit of 9,999 energy, and if he uses it all, he will close in and eventually give in to his second death. So strength-wise, classic Spawn is superhuman. He's not that crazy high into the strength department, just because this is the early rendition, but he was able to tear through Curse. Curse was a cyborg built for military grade warfare. He actually squared off at one point in the comics with Batman, and he abused the shit out of Frank Miller's Batman. Eventually, he showed Batman he wasn't evil, but when they originally squared off, he was going to kill him easily. And he also regularly bodies vehicles, large steel masses, concrete masses, things of that nature. He's metahuman, but he's nothing too crazy, and he doesn't focus on making his strength output too crazy because of you manipulate the necroplasma when you do, and so he didn't want to get hit too bad with the sauce. Speed-wise, relativistic to light speed in combat. This Spawn is not as crazy fast as the other ones. He can absolutely fodderize point-blank automatic gunfire, including reacting, deflecting, disarming, and just moving out of the way. He's faster than the eye can see easily, blitzing regular people, even trained mercenaries. He also was able to react to a point-blank laser. However, this laser, and if you read the story, specifically states in panel that it was not him that reacted. He wasn't able to move out of the way. He did react to it like he did know it was coming, but he wasn't able to move out of the way. It was his Ultra Instinct cape and Ultra Instinct suit, Letha, that operates outside of him, that was able to deflect it. So his suit does give him better reactive time with his precognition. But because he wasn't able to easily evade it on his own, he's not, I don't think he's light speed in combat personally. Durability wise, physically it takes pretty much decapitation to put Spawn down. His torso actually got completely shredded and dismantled, and he regenerated pretty quickly, just fine. He had his skull pierced and embedded and was unfazed by it. He can also manipulate his density, which can further his durability and also increase his regeneration. But certain regeneration does require the use of his plasma energy, so he has to be somewhat judicious with the spending of his regen energy. Intelligence-wise, Al Simmons is still a rookie Hellspawn. However, he does have former Merc strategy and training, and we have seen him at multiple times, even in the early Classic days. He used sly and technical tactics to take out foes who may be decent threats, like Overkill. Skill-wise, Simmons was a world-class soldier. He reverts to Spec Ops training even as a Hellspawn, especially in the Classic run. He is a marksman and was able to body multiple foes with perfectly aimed shots. He also bullied Redeemer, and he outskilled a Samurai Spawn in just a few pages. He basically faced another Hellspawn. They had a respectful, honor-based matchup, whereas basically respect each other's skill as warriors, and he beat the Samurai Hellspawn. Now, here is the big category, especially for Classic Hellspawn, since he doesn't do that much craziness physically. Hacks, abilities, and gear. He has near instant regeneration due to his necroplasmic energy. Ultra Instinct, cape defense, basically. His capes and chains can react instinctively with a bit of precognition, also without having Spawn to direct them, so they can do it even if he gets KO'd. K7 Letha helps regulate the Necro so that he doesn't spend it too fast, and he spends it judiciously and effectively. The chains are also Ultra Instinct and can attack foes even if Spawn's knocked out. It attacked Heartless John. Heartless John was a massive vampire, and it beat the shit out of Heartless John even after Spawn got briefly taken out. The Necro can also be used for projectile blasts. Pocket explosives and fire manipulation is possible through the Necroplasma. And if you want a brief description of Necroplasma, a character, I believe is Houdini. I might be messing up the name, but I'm pretty sure it was Houdini reference. He said Necroplasma is basically a reality warping magic, a hell-based magic that manipulates what people see in this world, believe in this world, and reality itself, because, you know, things like hell plasma, hellfire, stuff like that should not exist. But anyways, he was able, against Violator, to use a necroplasmic beam, and at its full power during the blast, it was compared to the, quote, heart of a star, and it was said he could go unlimited with it because of his necroplasmic beam output. You could say, like, his beam output when going all out, at best in the Classic Spawn, I guess you could compare it to the output energy of a star, but on average it's going to be below that, because that was when he was going all out against Violator. He can also soul manip in a way that it was kind of simple in the Classic rendition, but he was in a cemetery with restless souls and he was able to put them to rest. He has, like I said, regen, but he can also resurrect others and regen others. It is possible, but it is also very draining, so he has to be smart about when he does it and how he does it. He can shapeshift, but it's limited in the first several issues. He can look human, but he can't look how he was. This is actually related to a curse put upon him that as a Hellspawn, he will never look the same as he was when he was alive. He'll forever not be able to go back to the man he was, which is actually very good character development for Spawn. He can also manipulate other people's looks, their skin. I believe he turned someone that was white to black, and he also manipulated skin tattoos and markings, and he can also turn items invisible and visible, although we don't really see this addition to living targets. I think it was to a car only, so it is limited in scope. Illusions and memory manipulation is possible. He can cast illusions, make you think something's going on when it's not. He can also manipulate your memory, imbue you with his own memories, and read your memories. He actually was able to do this to Batman, who, we can assume this Batman is similar to the one from DC. We're using the same feats and stuff, and Batman has been able to fight off mind manip and stuff. So it is pretty impressive that he can kind of passively do this. He can also teleport in BFR, perhaps his most dangerous ability. It is stated in the panel, and the panels having to do with the explanation of his teleportation, that it is light speed and it breaks you down on a molecular level to transport you. He can go anywhere on the planet, and his BFR can send you to different hell dimensions. He actually sent, I believe it was Angela. I think it was Angela. He BFR'd her with his cape, sent them both to a hell dimension in which BFRing yourself out of it is impossible, even with teleportation. You have to find the actual gate back to heaven. There's only one of them. So you have to find, back to Earth. So to do so, you can't teleport away. So he could potentially seal you in there or trap you in there if you don't know how to find the one door out. Anyway, in conclusion, Classic Spawn is pretty powerful, but he's not nearly as powerful as the renditions we know and see in versus battles for the most part. I will use this Spawn, this version, in a matchup soon, probably with a lesser character. And for every version of Spawn I go over, I'll put them in a versus matchup. Anyways, let me know what you think of this Spawn. If you like Spawn yourself, let me know down below. It's good. Spawn's a good character, decent story, but I'm kind of biased because my comic plug, Mr. Tony, has told me some terrible, horrible stories about Todd McFarlane, the author. He's apparently a really big douchebag in real life, but hopefully, you still enjoy these videos and enjoy the stories. If you try to look at it objectively, it is pretty good storytelling. Anyways, let me know what you think of the character of this power scale of this classic version. Second stage will come soon for Spawn. Hit the like button if you want to see that and you want to see a versus matchup, including Spawn and this Spawn. Join the Splash Dollar Club. See videos early, hang out with me in my private Patreon server. Only $1 a month, people. Let's try to get some more additions to the army. Join my Discord, hit me up, talk to me. Like, subscribe, comment. It's been your boy, Sir Splash, and I'll see y'all later. Peace.